Shoot the Breeze topic number one is Black farmer in Colorado is being harassed to force him off his land. Before we start looking at the attachment with this, let's welcome in Tanzan this week. Tanzan, how are you this week?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to hear your voice. I'm good. Thank you for being here. Let's welcome in brother Bwana Hagaziki. Bwana, how are you this week?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
Good.
Glad to see y'all this week. After 1 week off. I see forecasts out there in the chat saying what's up the forecast as well, brother. Good to see. I know forecast was going to a game today, and I know some people mightn't show up today because it's the All-Star weekend for the NBA and the dunk contest and all that stuff. So I appreciate those of you who do tune in tonight. Shoot the Breeze topic number one tonight is Black farmer in Colorado is being harassed to force him off his land. This came with a link. The link seems to be taking us to Twitter. Let me make sure I share my screen with you guys. There you go. The link is taking us to Twitter. Says the tweet is from Tizzyant. It says it looks like the husband was arrested last night. Please boost and share. So what we'll do is we'll watch the video. It's a 3-minute video. I'll play it twice just so that we get all the deets. And on the other side of that, we'll have a discussion on it.
Hi, everybody. I want to share with you about what's happening to two ranchers in Colorado. Courtney and Nicole Mallory own 1,000 acres in El Paso County, Colorado. And despite Nicole being a U.S. military veteran who waves her military flag on their ranch and being part of the church community, as well as feeding the residents in El Paso from their food from their ranch, they are being terrorized by locals who want their land. As seen here in the footage, locals have been jumping the fence. They have slaughtered their livestock, poisoned their dog, and has driven by their house waving guns. Nicole was ran off the road when she was coming back from church. Courtney states that there was a woman that pulled up in his driveway and said that she was supposed to own the land and made threats about unaliving their dog. What's worse is that the local sheriff isn't doing anything about it and is being investigated now for being a part of this terrorism. And they have actually issued a warrant for Courtney and Nicole because of their complaints against the local community and the sheriff. So they're actually facing criminal charges for reporting everything that's been happening on their land. So here's my thoughts. They told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. They told us to stop using the race card because, racism doesn't exist anymore. One of the largest lawsuits that ever happened in the United States was against the USDA for discriminating against Black farmers. We know that Black farmers make up a very low percent. I think it's less than 2% of all farmers today. What racism does, it puts fear in you. And that's exactly what they're trying to do to Courtney and his wife. His address has been leaked in a local Facebook group to where now he's in a witness protection program. And this sends shockwaves out. So now so many other African Americans are saying, you know what? I don't want to farm. I'm scared to go into these areas. But we can't let fear stop us. Here's the call to action. There's a protest that's going to happen at the Denver Capitol coming up. Pause to read. In support of the Karen Act, as well as numbers to call.
I'm going to play it one more time because there's a lot to unpack there. I'll play it one more time, and then we'll have a discussion on it.
Hi, everybody. I want to share with you about what's happening to two ranchers in Colorado. Courtney and Nicole Mallory own 1,000 acres in El Paso County, Colorado. And despite Nicole being a U.S. military veteran who waves her military flag on their ranch and being a part of the church community, as well as feeding the residents in El Paso from their food from their ranch, they are being terrorized by locals who want their land. As seen here in the footage, locals have been jumping the fence. They have slaughtered their livestock, poisoned their dog, and has driven by their house waving guns. Nicole was ran off the road when she was coming back from church. Courtney states that there was a woman that pulled up in his driveway and said that she was supposed to own the land and made threats about unaliving their dog. What's worse is that the local sheriff isn't doing anything about it and is being investigated now for being a part of this terrorism. And they have actually issued a warrant for Courtney and Nicole because of their complaints against the local community and the sheriff. So they're actually facing criminal charges for reporting everything that's been happening on their land. So here's my thoughts. They told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. They told us to stop using the race card because, racism doesn't exist anymore. One of the largest lawsuits that ever happened in the United States was against the USDA for discriminating against Black farmers. We know that Black farmers make up a very low percent. I think it's less than 2% of all farmers today. What racism does, it puts fear in you. And that's exactly what they're trying to do to Courtney and his wife. His address has been leaked in a local Facebook group to where now he's in a witness protection program. And this sends shockwaves out. So now so many other African Americans are saying, you know what? I don't want to farm. I'm scared to go into these areas. But we can't let fear stop us. Here's the call to action. There's a protest that's going to happen at the Denver Capitol coming up, pause to read, in support of the Karen Act, as well as numbers to call.
All right, there you have it. That's a story many of you have probably seen in the news. I kind of picked it up last weekend in passing. I didn't really look at it too tough, but I saw someone talking about it this week, and I want to talk about that briefly before the end of this discussion, because there's a hypocrisy that goes on in these parts that I don't like. But we'll talk about that in a second. Tanzan, did you hear about that story? And if not, what were your thoughts about that story just now?
I saw the headlines. I can't say I know too much about it, but I saw the headlines, and I think I saw like a short clip about it, that they were being harassed, and I'm actually shocked that I shouldn't be, nobody should be at this rate. People always say, oh, it's 2020 this or whatever, as if, the year just changes people's minds in some way. But I think that, it's good they're doing a call for action. And this is one of those things that, every, Black people, if, the Black people who are here about protecting their land, the descendants of slaves and so on. These are the kinds of causes that, people should be rallying towards. It's a positive thing. It has economics. It has, politics. It's something that people can actually make change. And I don't think people will fight too much about it. We can't unify and, under ideas, but we can unify, in action. Because even when they're talking, even the boycotts of the old, it was a concerted action. It was people coming together and saying, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to let our people just be harassed and without consequences. So I think that this is, one of those causes that people should come together and say, go and then show their support, physically, instead of protesting, because protesting does not really, well, its effects are debatable, but something like this, actually showing support for the local people, I think that would go a very long way in, first of all, combating the fear. Because as she said, if you're just fighting alone, it's very difficult. Even if you have protection, those people, you can't sleep knowing that there are people outside your door who want you to be gone. So I think that's what people should come together, rally behind them, and say, we're not going to have it. And yeah.
I appreciate that, Tan. Let's welcome in Azuli this week. Azuli, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, Azuli. In the future, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, man. Just click the.
I did. I didn't pin to the top of the chat. Where on the what part?
In the chat. It's pinned. It's just right there. But anyway, you saw this story before, Azuli?
Nah, that's my first time seeing this story.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
My thought is stop crying, begging. You're a man. Why you don't got no guns?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit rally behind you. Ain't you a man? What state is he in? This is Colorado. What's the gun laws over there? Empty the clip out. What are we doing?
Right.
Call to action to what? To sign petitions? You got this woman here begging for y'all? Ain't you a man, Courtney?
Yeah, folks, stop naming these men, these boy children Courtney, by the way. Please stop doing that stupid shit. But Azuli, continue.
I'm saying, ain't you a man? Don't you have gun laws? What's the gun laws in Colorado? Those are people trespassing on your property. Light them up. Like, this is a disgrace, man. And you have a woman coming on here fighting for you. Now you're gonna beg? This is a disgrace, bro. You was in the army? Who was in the army? Him or the lady?
I want to say both. I know she definitely was. She definitely was in the army.
Come on, man. So you're not defending your land, bro? Nah, man. This woman, this is just sad. I'm not signing shit. I'm not paying attention to shit. Defend your land, bro. What is this? Come give me death threat. Come over the land, bro. See if I won't empty this clip on you.
I think in another part of the story, because I caught someone talking about this weekend. Again, I'm going to talk about it in a few. But in another part of this story, I believe the wife pulled a gun on a dude who was on the land. I think she did.
Oh,
but I'm not certain.
What are you doing, brother?
Yeah.
Why is your wife willing? Yo, these men. This is. I don't want to think this is sad. A bully's supposed to punch you in the face. Yo, where's your defense system? Issued a warrant for making multiple. What? Yo, I'm tired of this men crying, begging. Yo, the laws said the Second Amendment is yours. I wonder what the gun laws are in Colorado. This is a disgrace, man. This is, again, to pull heartstring and make people feel bad. I'm not feeling bad for you. You're a man, bro. Defend your land.
I feel like Colorado is an open carry state. Usually those states that have farms and stuff, you have the gun laws are in such a way that you can protect your property.
I feel that's weak. That's very disheartening that you on your own land, you're letting them come kill your animals. Put your security camera up. Empty the clip. I don't know. This is just. It wasn't in Colorado. No, that wasn't in Colorado. Yo, let me see if Colorado is an open and carry state because this is crazy.
All right. Look it up for me. In the chat, I want to shout out to Coach Pete who came in and Sister Raw who came in as well. Daily Affirmation by Pauline says she heard that the AG is the wife of the local sheriff. So the complaints were basically going unheard, correct me.
Yo.
If I'm wrong.
Goku.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy's weak. This shit is an open and carry state. You don't even need a permit, bro.
Yeah, I figured that. I figured that.
Nah, man. Yo, stop crying, man. Maybe if you put the Glock up, maybe some people will drop over here and help you.
Yeah.
You're not doing nothing. You're gonna go sign a petition for what?
Black people like to sign.
Say that again.
Black folks love to sign a piece of paper, boy. They love a petition for some reason.
Which it has proven that this country, the colonizers, have never respected a signed treaty or petition.
Right.
What are you talking about, bro? And Coco, when you was listening to those people, what were those people talking about? You said
yes. So, well, you know what? Let me go to Bueno first, and then I'll talk.
Go ahead. Yo, Bueno, man, I'm gonna send you that email. Don't hit me, man. I've been busy.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Yeah, I heard for this story. I didn't hear all aspects of the story, but I know the story is not as black and white as this particular lady is claiming. You know, there are other versions of what this story actually entails, because you know this lady is coming on and is acting as if the people who own this land are victims, but they would have done some things that take them out of the scope of being victims and really the aggressors. You know, so this conversation.
Careful now, Buena. Be careful.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
No. I mean that sarcastically. Be careful, folks will say, you know, you have all the smoke for black folks only, and that's the thing I'm going to talk about next after you speak. But go ahead.
Well, I'll speak to that. I'll come back to that. Stick a pin with that. but it seems like this conversation goes further than what this lady is suggesting on the screen. There's other versions of the story, and as far as this couple being arrested, I saw, so I could speak to the evidence of this because I saw it on another channel. Someone was trying to serve these landowners, and there was a whole distance between the lady, one of the ladies, the lady who owned the land, and the process server, and she started busting a gun in there. I don't know if she was busting a gun at him or in the air. Okay, now yes, he did come on her land, but as an officer of the court, you know, as an officer of the court, he has the right to serve her papers, you know what I mean, to come to court. And if she is busting in the gun in the air, that is a crime. That is a crime. And there are some other things that she would have done. Not only her, but the couple themselves, in terms of, I think that there's a land dispute going on between neighbors sometimes in this particular instance, that you're not hearing those versions of what is actually going on, you know. And I don't want people to be mistreated based on their color, but I also don't want us to be starting to cry wolf. You know, I don't want us to cry wolf where there is no need to be crying wolf. In fact, where you may be doing, maybe or allegedly may be doing something. See, they say when you come to the court, you should come to the court with clean hands. What that means that you should be above the being reproached by the law. You know what I mean? You would have done nothing, and someone would have done something against you, so you could go to the law free and clear of ever committing any kind of acts, you know, that the court would hold you liable or responsible. I don't know if that's the situation in this case. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'll wait for the facts. But for people who would say, well, you know, y'all always jumping on black people or whatever, listen, there are times when Black people are in the wrong for the things that they do. They're not always right in the things that they do, not only in America, but globally. So I'm supposed to close my eyes to the things that we do as well? No, if you can't clamor for justice, if you yourself are not being just, that's the position I stand for. And then when she says that they told us that we are supposed to pull ourselves from up by our own bootstrap. Oh, wait a minute. When I hear a person say this, in my mind, I look at life where no one owes you nothing. No, this is my starting point. No one owes you nothing. So nobody have to tell me that where I need to pull my strap up from or whatever. I am a thinking man. So I need to do the things that's necessary to provide for myself and my family, despite the fact that someone have to come in to tell me what I need to do. You know what I mean? In ensuring and taking care of and providing for myself. So they could tell me whatever the hell they want to tell me. I'm supposed to pull myself up. Yes. I'm supposed to get up every morning and put in place the things that I need, as a responsible human being, as a responsible male, to ensure that I am provided for and that I can take care of myself. No other man have to tell me that. I have a problem with that. I don't want to get into a rant, this idea of perpetual victimhood, or this idea of someone owe me whatever. I don't want to get into that discussion. I just think that there's more facts to this particular incident, and I'll have to wait before I conclude, or determine who these people actually are, because I don't want to jump on no bandwagon, or I don't want to back up no people if I ain't 100% sure what you all about. That's where I am with this.
I actually agree with you, and I imagine the channel that you were referring to, that you saw other parts of the story. I'm going to say the channel name. I think the brother means well. This brother Brandon from Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. I saw him talking about this story. This is why I got most of the information that I had prior to this story here. I got it earlier this week, and I'll be real. The rawness that Brandon was talking about the story and the way he was painting the picture of the couple, the Black couple in this story, it made me think about Gas Them Up. Gas Them Up comes here on a Saturday. I heard Gas Them Up quit the internet now. But Gas Them Up comes here on a Saturday night. And he calls it how he sees it. And folks jump all over the brother for that. But you tune into Brandon, and Brandon was going all in against this Black couple. All in. If you guys in the chat saw or heard that episode of Pan-African Strikes Back, drop a 1 for me in the chat, right? Like, he was going in, and I was curious to know how folks may have thought about that, because there is this mindset that we are supposed to ignore bad actions from our own folks because they're our own folks. Now I'm going to hold you to a standard. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to hold you to a standard. You understand? And that's just it. That's just my take on that. So yeah, this is an interesting story. I guess it's KW Don 7. Saw Brandon talking about it. Actually, I think I saw KW Don 7 in the chat that day too. But yeah, there's more to the story, and I really wish we could get more. I wish the one who posted this on the Discord was here to expand a little bit more and give us more sides to the story. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add, and especially in light of what I said about Pan-Africanism Strikes Back? Go ahead.
Want to say something?
Yeah.
If the people are wrong or whatever the case is, but the way this story's been reported right now, as this lady told it, I'm gonna ride with the people if it's going the way she told it. And I'm not riding with them so I'm gonna go petition. No. Stand up for yourself first. And I'm not saying talk about stand up first, let me go petition. But if there's a underhand thing going and there's something wrong, then okay, then I get it. Only thing I want to say is, Bowana, you keep talking. You said something about you not for people. You pulling yourself by the bootstrap. Nobody in the world ever pulled themselves up by the bootstrap, and it's very un-African for you to say, "Oh, the world, the community does not owe you anything." Let's stop with those European talking points and then act like we are Pan-Africanism. That talking point talking about, oh, pull up yourself by your own bootstrap is not an African, is not a Caribbean, is not an indigenous people thing at all. So you rob people of everything, and then now you tell them to pull themselves up by the bootstrap. I'm not saying that you should not work and help yourself up, but that blanket statement, oh, I don't want nobody to tell me I could do, but please, everybody. No one is an island, and our motto is the family. It takes a village. So I don't understand how a lot of black people be on this show, oh, pull yourself by the bootstrap using European talking points, and then the next breath they're Pan-Africanism. Come on, man. But I do agree with you saying that we should hold everything accountable. If the story is not what they said, and it's the way that Bowana is talking about it, hey, I agree. We should not jump up to help everybody just because they're crying wolf. So I do agree with Bowana on that point too. But I've never heard the story, and the way they're reporting it, of course, they're tugging at your emotional response to go all him. Me, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, if you're a man and people are coming to take over your land, vandalizing your property, killing your stock, your livestock, what, you're gonna write petitions? I'm all the way in New York. I'm all the way in New York City, baby.
I'd like to add too, to be clear, for clarity. Me saying that I'll hold you to a standard and whatnot doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm siding with white folks against you either. Two things can happen at the same time. Two things can be true. I'm going to hold you to a standard. I'm going to scold you about the shit that you did. I'm never going to stand against you in front of this white man, but I do reserve that right. I'm going to tell you about the nonsense you're doing too. Does anyone else want to add anything here to this point?
Yeah, I want to add something. You said that gas quit the internet, and I hope, because I know you say you used to jump on that, man. I hope that it's not because, he felt like he was getting like some pushback in some of the points that he was making. That is the reason why he quit the internet. I hope that's not the reason, man. I feel like, I've always been open to whatever dialogue. Me and Gas disagree all the time. Me and my bro right now, we disagree all the time, and it's okay. But I don't feel like the solution is to just leave. And I feel like the solution sometimes is to try to work it out if you can. And I don't think that he should have quit the internet. I think that his voice is one that's needed, especially, sometimes the internet can get very chaotic, and I don't think that he should have quit the internet based off of nothing we would have said. Sometimes we disagree. Sometimes, see, even Razuli disagree with one sentence and he agree with another sentence. That's just how the nature of the conversation goes sometimes. And I feel like we shouldn't always take it so personally. It's because it's not personal. You know what I mean? It's not personal. I don't take it personal. And I think that the brothers sometimes, in particular the brothers, should develop a degree of rhinoceros skin. Because you shouldn't always say everything some guys say to you personally if you don't think that about yourself. But I'll leave it there though.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I don't know, and I doubt it has anything to do with us per se. I think he had his own reasons. I'm not certain because I didn't hear from him directly, but that's what I heard. And yeah, you're right. I think it's good to have conversations. I think it's actually good to disagree sometimes. I think it just it sharpens your stance or shows you if your stance is not as strong as you thought it was, right? So I think folks should definitely, you come in this week, maybe someone's opinion was a little stronger than yours. Okay, cool. Next week, you'll come back and yours will be, more powerful than others or whatever. But I think folks shouldn't just quit for that. Any other last words here? I see we have Lero in the chat saying peace, loved one, peace to Lero. Seems like we did all we could do with that.
Well, I don't think he's quote unquote quit because of what people say. Because I think Gas skin is very tough. I think what Gas really feel that we are not gonna change. That's why.
Right.
I don't think it's because of something I said or something other people said. I think sometimes I feel the same way too. But I think he's like, yo, there's no point. It's like going around in circles. He said talking to some of our people, and it's very disappointing. I think maybe for now he's very disappointed in a lot of the situation, but I don't think it wasn't because of like he felt a way about anything. It's very just disappointment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel it too. I feel it.
I feel like sometimes I feel like saying the hell with it to that too. But
Yeah.
I have to remember there are times when it's not just us talking to one another. There are people who are listening who may take some of the things that we say and transform themselves, and because I look at the comment section from time to time, and there is an effect based off some of the ideas that we push towards the people, and the people are listening. So this is the reason why I can continuously come back, even though the panelists are going to believe what they got to believe, but it's the listeners sometimes who we affect the opinions of as well. So I have to remember that in this whole idea of Pan-Africanism and pushing our ideas forward.
Yes, sir. Let's go to Shooter Breeze topic number 2 tonight.